Thank you for downloading this episode of the Nerdball Podcast. I am your host, Lorenzo Melcher. As always, but this time I am not in my basement. I am in a new place doing in-person videos, so hope you like it. I'm trying to remember because I did 2 in one day, and I don't remember if I actually turned the camera on for the last intro. So we will see in a little bit here when I start editing. But this one is, I assure you, is on because I remember hitting the button because it was just 10 seconds ago. So thanks to all of you for always liking, sharing, subscribing, downloading this podcast, watching it on YouTube, search Nerdball Podcast. It really means a lot that you keep wanting to see this podcast grow, and I can't do it without you. So thank you for always doing what you do. If you need to reach us, our email is thenerdballpodcast@gmail.com. Search social media, The Nerdball Podcast. You'll find us there. Look for my cartoon face wherever you see it. I don't know if I'm doing it. I don't know by the time this comes out if I did any TikToks, so maybe. So you can look us up on TikTok at the Nerdball Pod there. So that's it. I'm excited for another episode, another in-person video. So let me know what you think. And here is the new episode.
I am Scott Buker, and this is the Nerdball Podcast.
This is the Nerdball Podcast with Lorenzo Melcher.
Thanks, Scott. Do you think when you, because this is now your probably 6th time being on the podcast, do you ever think like, I'm going to do this one a little bit different?
No.
Or just try to be like, enunciate and be clear?
No, that's thoughts never came through my mind. No, every time I'm on, it's we've talked about before, it's, Lorenzo can't get anybody this week, so I'm up, right? So I know, Ben Marshall's probably cringing his teeth, and Megan Yarnell and these people, but here I am once again. So ha to those two.
Well, Megan was just on.
Yeah, I listened to it.
And we did plan, she's going to come on again because she's in Oregon, either now or is going to be.
Yeah, she gave me a little hard time about, we have this friendly war that I'm trying to get you in on this as well, too, with the whole love and hate with Disney World.
Oh, okay.
And so she sent me a picture just the other day of her kids hiking this mountain and said, you can't do this at Disney World. And then my rebuttal was a picture of Alice and I on one of the Toy Story rides, and said, yeah, but Disney World, you can go to infinity and beyond. So we went back and forth with that for a few moments before there was a ceasefire on both our ends.
She's a Disney hater?
She is a Disney hater.
Oh,
she
really?
is. Yeah, she refuses to go.
I feel like that's the first mom that I've come across that didn't like Disney.
Yeah, well, I think we both agree. Megan's she's a unique personality.
Yeah.
So we love her, but
yes,
she's a unique personality. And but yeah, like her trips, like her mountain trips and all that stuff, hiking trips sound phenomenal in the pictures that I've seen too. So we'd like to do that at some point, but love Disney World.
Yeah, we talked about, when she was on, we talked about her like taking kids on those hikes and stuff. I go, that sounds terrifying.
I know, right?
Not even like the danger aspect of it, but even like having to like deal with kids as you're trying to do this.
This one of a colleagues that I work with, she was telling me a story that her whole family, and so her family, and then her brothers and sisters and their kids rented out this huge campground out in Utah somewhere or whatever it is, and did hiking. And so she's one of her nephews, I think, who's maybe 8 or 10, and they're hiking along this trail in the mountains. There's an edge, right?
Yeah.
And the nephew just goes, wouldn't it be weird if I just pushed you off now?
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not going with kids. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember I was in Hocking Hills one time. I think I was maybe in 8th or 9th grade, maybe. And have you been in Hocking Hills before?
I have not, no.
So it looks
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool down in southeastern Ohio. But anyways, we did a horseback riding trail tour, and there's little ledges. I wouldn't call them mountains, but cliffs maybe.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm on this horse, and we're walking right on the edge of the cliff. And you lean over, and there it is, right? You're falling. I just remember thinking to myself, man, what happens if a mouse runs out and this horse gets scared? I'm flying over this thing, right?
Yeah, it's one thing where you're just walking, but now you have something that you possibly could not control.
Yeah, completely out of your control, right?
Yeah.
And so I think ever since that moment, I've been a little bit like skittish with the ability of walking on high cliff type of things, but especially with like other people, that's completely out of your control. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Oh, you're just like holding hands with a 4-year-old as you're like,
yeah.
We
did this like mini hike in Arizona in the spring. You know, we went to like Phoenix area, you know, with our girls, and there was this like kid friendly little mini hike. You know, I forgot what it was called, and we did that, and even then, I was like holding on to Alice, and I'm thinking like, wow, this is high. Luckily, our kids are kind of scared, so like they like latch onto us a little bit, but like
which could make it harder.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, so yeah, so. Yeah, it's crazy.
How was Arizona? We planned a trip or booked a trip. To
I remember we talking about
Sedona.
San Diego, right? Sedona's where we wanted to go initially, and then it just ended up being just easier to just do everything basically out of Phoenix, just because the age of our girls.
Oh, got it.
There was more things to do. It was a little bit cheaper with a resort type of place to stay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
My dad really likes Arizona.
Yeah, it was neat. I mean, I think that was, we drove up to the Grand Canyon the one day I think I told you about, and drove through the snowstorm to get there.
Oh, yeah.
The blizzard.
Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so that was nuts. And then,
but for people who don't know, can you go through that story?
Yeah,
because I would like people would be like, wait, I want to know what that is.
Yeah, so we legitimately drove through a blizzard. So in Arizona, this is like maybe our ignorance about the area of that country was. So we flew in, and basically the only thing my wife wanted to do was to go to the Grand Canyon. And so it was about a 4-hour drive from Phoenix. And so we decided to do that on the day that it was going to be the coolest in Phoenix because of the pool. Because we wanted like the hot days to be available to go to the pool at the resort and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it may have been like our first full day there. And so we went out to breakfast. We left like at 9 o'clock in the morning. And it was still like 75 degrees or whatever in Phoenix. And so we packed up the girls in the car, and drove. It's a 4-hour drive. And as we're driving up into the mountains, like the thermometer in the car would be like 75, 66, 61, 55, 51 as it goes. And then there was like electronic road signs.
Yeah.
Are on that says caution, winter weather advisory. And I remember thinking about Lindsay's driving. She likes to drive. I don't like to drive. I'm thinking, like, that has to be a mistake, right? Yeah. I mean, that has to be a mistake. And so we keep going. The temperature keep 44, 39.
Oh my gosh.
38.
And are you even dressed for this? Like, let's say it's no snow.
Like I have a hoodie on, and the girls just have like, normal t-shirts, and we do have little sweatshirts on us. And then it gets like below freezing, and the snow just comes down, and like it is almost like a whiteout. It's coming down. Like the trucks, we're going like 35 on the highway. The trucks are kind of like pulled off to the side, and I'm on my phone looking at like it's everywhere. I mean, we're not getting out of this thing, right? And so we drove through it, and at that point in time, we're like 2.5 hours into the drive. So it's like you're committed at that point, right? You're not turning around and going back. And so we drove through it, and then we must have started going back down because it started to clear up, and the temperature started going up. And then we probably went on to like a Native American like reservation area or whatever, and got gas and got out of it a little bit. Then we got to the Grand Canyon, and it was still like relatively chilly. It's probably like in the upper 40s, low 50s.
Yeah.
And at that point, we're just like, thank you, right? We made it, right? And so we see it, and like I guess in my mind, I was like, hey, we're gonna spend all day here. We were there for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, but
like saw this little, like it was freezing. We had to buy the girls like these like silly owl
Grand
stocking
Canyon
hats, right? And so we got some great photos, beautiful, awesome, whatever. And then we were talking to like somebody at the gift store or something that worked there, and kind of talking about the experience. And they were like, yeah, it snows up here like through June. I mean, you just have to be like prepared for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so did what we needed to do, had fun, had a great time, and then we drove back and had to drive through it again. So on the way back, so we hit the same thing, like same situation, and got back down. So we would like to do that again, maybe coming from Vegas down or something like that, so we don't have to go through that again. But
so, well, that's what we wanted to do, and we're going during spring break, which is I believe the end of March this year. And
so caution.
It's going to be snowy, I
Caution,
guess.
yeah. Caution when you're driving to get there. Now, I think Sedona's closer. I think Sedona's only like 2.5 hours maybe from it.
Yeah.
And from what I can gather, I'm sure other people have more knowledge about it. Like Sedona's more like there's a lot more trails and all the hiking, things to do there.
That's why we picked
the
there.
Phoenix area.
Yeah, my dad likes the scenery and stuff, and so that's why we picked there. But that's wild because you're right. You're just expecting to go. It's Arizona. You're going to go to the
right. Yeah, it's gonna be sweating. Like we would like to go at some point, probably when the girls are older, or just us, and actually do like the hiking, to go down into it, and all those different things. And but yeah, that was not the day for it. And so our first day of spring break was spending 8 hours in the car, 2 snowstorms. Got back to the resort like good day, good first day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
that was cool. Got some great, like I said, got some great photos though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was neat.
Oh my gosh, man. That's whenever you go on vacation. Obviously, you just want like everything can you just be perfect for a week?
No
it's never
problems
the case.
for a week or so.
It's never. I mean, we went to Texas last year, and the car we rented died.
Oh no.
And so we needed and it was this ordeal to work through. We used Turo. I don't know if you ever used Turo before. So Turo's like Airbnb for cars.
Okay.
So that's what we used, and we had to go talk to all these different people, try to figure out. We eventually got another car.
Yeah.
And I think all it needed was a jump, but we also needed a car to be reliable. We were supposed to drive for 3 hours,
right.
so I didn't want it to have this problem or whatever. But there's always everything can be everybody 100%.
Yeah, that's all right. Like we just got back. We were in Hilton Head all last week.
Okay.
Yeah, we did like the Airbnb, rented a condo, wherever, and like check-in was at 4, and we get there it's another couple and their daughter with us as well. We get there at 3:45, and so Lindsay's trying to call and text the owners, hey, can we get in early? We have the code to get in. Can we get in early? And they're not responding, and so we're walking up the stairs to the condo anyways. We're like, it's probably good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 15 minutes still, and there is a maintenance man type of person there, and he comes in the same time we did, and the room hadn't been cleaned from the previous people yet.
No.
And we're like, that's an issue. And so there's 3 or 4 different phone numbers listed as contact people for this site. So we're calling all these people, and nobody's answering and returning emails or texts or whatever, just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And eventually I got a hold of somebody, and he was super apologetic, and but so I don't know what happened, miscommunication. I'm sending a crew right there. Mm-hmm. Go to the tiki bar next door, and dinner's on us tonight, and type of thing. And within an hour, they cleaned everything. But we're like, good start.
But it's always good to at least get good customer service.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say the customer service was even that great, but
I guess better than nothing.
Yeah, apologetic. That was nice.
Did you actually get a free dinner?
To be determined. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, well, then I take that back.
Yeah, so he told us, hey, dinner's, go get drinks at the Tiki Hut next door. It's on me, and but didn't tell us how necessarily to do that.
Yeah.
So I think we were going to send, and then I think a couple days later, Lindsay got an email and said, hey, if you just send me your receipts, I'll just reimburse you, and
okay,
type of thing. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's I mean, it can only go up from there, right?
Yeah, it can only go up. That was a great time. After that, once that happened, that was a great time.
What do you guys do when you on this past vacation? You just have plans of hey, we're just gonna hang out at this place, or I don't know if it was on close to a beach.
Yeah, so it was a condo. So it had its own pool to it, but then also it had its private access to the beach right there.
Oh, nice.
Which is super cool. So it's like I said, we went with one of my buddies, Tyler, who went to OU with me. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've met him over the years. And he's got a 3-year-old daughter. And so whenever I feel whenever kind of a little bit with our San Diego trip a little bit, when you go on a vacation with somebody else, there's always that that awkwardness of hey, I want to do something, but they may not want to do it, or the routines and all that stuff. And particularly with us, Georgia still naps, but the 2 others don't. I mean, it's time and all that stuff. So I know when our family, just us, when we go, we like to have kind of set plans and kind of know a general idea of on this day we're going to do this, and this day we're going to do this, and things like that. So this vacation wasn't necessarily like that. So we didn't plan anything special to do or anything like that. Essentially it was just kind of splitting the time between the pool and the beach and the pool, and doing that stuff, and trying to find some good restaurants. And that was the first time I'd ever been to Hilton Head, and it's obviously it's super popular.
Yeah.
A lot of people go there.
Yeah.
And it's like restaurants a lot. We're always busy. So we're always trying to find, okay, like what are we going to do tonight? We're going to eat out tonight? Or we're going to eat in? Okay, like we're going to eat out. And so every restaurant's going to be busy and packed. So now we're calling restaurants. Like, hey, what's the wait for a table for a party of like 7 if we come up right now? An hour and a half. Okay, never mind. Type of thing. So I think, just kind of understanding that a little bit.
You know what? What I learned is, if it's the guy's trip or a trip with not just my family, but with my parents and my sisters, it's all right. Here's what we're doing today. We are being me, Andrew, and the kids.
Feel free to come.
If you want to come, cool.
Right.
If not, we'll see you later, and we'll probably be ready for dinner around 5 if you guys want to meet up or do something.
Yeah, and I think just kind of need to, do that a little bit more and be more communicative with that. So it's, once you get, I think those first couple of days, the awkward moments of like, hey, what do you want to do? And then you get in the systems and routines and things like that. So
I know when we went to Disney, the first time we went to Disney, I think Mateo was 7 and Lillian was 4, I think. And I invited my whole family.
Yeah.
We
remember
renewed
this,
our wedding vows and stuff. And that's what we said. We're like, here's our entire week of what we're doing.
Right.
You join us at any point because we already have everything planned.
Right.
And they did. It worked out. And
that's how kind of we've done Disney World 2 times. That's kind of how we did it too. Like we knew exactly kind of what we were doing but the planner helps with that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so like, hey, we're doing the Magic Kingdom this day, and the planner like books your restaurants, and so we know, hey, we know we're going to eat dinner at 5 o'clock at this location.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So that helps a lot with the whole process.
Yeah.
So a crazy thing about Hilton Head when we were there last week, which I did not know. So I think maybe the second night we were there, all the kids went to bed, and so Tyler and I went to the little tiki bar right next door to our condo.
Yeah.
We get there like at 9:30 maybe, so not like crazy late. And we get there, and the waitress is like, hey, we're at last call.
Oh, no.
So I can get like one drink, and kitchen's closed. And we're like, it's 9:30. She goes, yeah, we the whole beach shuts down at 10 o'clock because of the sea turtles. It's sea turtle like mating season, nesting season. So like all the like the restaurants and the stores and everything that align the beach have to be lights off by 10 o'clock, so the turtles can get to the ocean or whatever it is that they do. So like, that's interesting. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. It was cool. We
had to do that at work at the parks where it's for bird migrating. We have to turn off any up facing lights.
Yeah.
So we had to go in our light program and make sure all that stuff is turned off, just so it doesn't mess with their migrating and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But that's crazy because you're on vacation. You're like, let's go do this thing. You're like, no, turtles are preventing you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, turtles. Yeah, sea turtles. Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah, man. When you guys book trips, is it because talking to you, knowing you guys go to this, like, hey, we always do this. Like you're pretty like, I don't want to say predictable, but you have your thing that you do. Especially with kids, it's like, hey, we know it's going to be okay with kids here.
Right, yeah.
Do you guys, as they get older, are you trying to like do other things now?
Yeah, we're starting to venture out a little bit. So being very forthcoming, my Lindsay does basically all the planning. She really does a great job with that. She, I think, enjoys it, looking at different places. And she's been to a lot more places than I have, through her childhood. Mm-hmm. And, so she does a great job, and we kind of talk about ideas and what we think will be good. And there for a while, we were going to the same place in Florida there for a while, and now we've like now that the girls will get a little bit older, we can try different things. We have found that we personally will spend a little bit more money and probably try to stay at like a hotel as like a suite than like an Airbnb, just because it's easier with the cleaning and all that stuff for us. But she does a great job with that. I think we're open to trying different locations, and but like I think Lindsay's the same way. But like I really like a location where like, hey, we're here, and then everything like we can like walk to. Yeah. Type of thing. That's super attractive to me. That's like one of the reasons why we go to Lido Beach a lot, and then also the location at Hilton Head was the same way. Like once we were there, we by and large could walk. Yeah. Everywhere we needed to go.
That's what was nice about San Diego.
Right. Same idea, right?
We hopped in the car, I think, once to go to the grocery store, George and I, and then that was it. We're pretty much there.
Yeah, I mean, and you really didn't even have to do that too, because there was places that you could go buy stuff, locally too, that you could walk to, but probably not to get live lobster. So,
yeah. He sent me through Amazon. He sent me that Kubb game.
Oh yeah,
so I have it now.
Yeah, I bought it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. So we brought it to Hilton Head, and then with the intent of playing it.
Yeah.
And we never did because the beaches got so crowded. I mean, that takes up a lot of real estate on the beach right there,
It's like
too.
25 feet or something.
And then, and then also knowing that we had 3 kids running around into the ocean and like eyes everywhere, like how focused. We never even played it.
Oh, wow.
So we should get a game of Kubb going.
Yeah.
Soon here locally.
I'm interested to see like how, because you would play it differently on grass.
Yeah,
because
for sure, 100%.
Everything bounces. You know?
Sure.
I Googled, because I can't remember what I Googled. I think I was just laying in bed. This week, Andrea was gone with the kids all weekend. I was laying in bed, and they have Kubb Championships in Wisconsin. It's really big in like Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So I was watching these
Of course,
videos.
Wisconsin, right?
I was watching these videos. This one, I watched the entire championship match. It was like 18 minutes long or something. It was these high school, college kids against these older dads.
Yeah.
These kids
How
were
perfect is that, though?
They were amazing.
Yeah.
Like just how they threw all the squares you hit that you have to throw before you can try to hit the back row. Like they threw them all, and the way they just rolled, and they ended up in a pile. Like
What
it was.
was the
crazy.
surface they played on?
Sand.
It was a sand. Okay.
Yeah. I believe it was. Yeah. It was. It was pretty wild.
There's got to be like a sand court that we can play this on here locally. Does Maumee Bay still offer stuff like that?
I think so. Actually, Pearson Metro Park has a volleyball court.
Do they?
There.
Is that big enough for Kubb?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Can we take down the net?
I don't know. Can we,
Like, I mean, seriously.
You know what? Now that I have my screen mirrored,
Be careful because there's also okay. You're projecting. I want to make sure that nothing came up there you didn't want it to.
No, you're good.
We got 3 cameras going.
Hey, you know what? I can tell that camera when to not be on. So yeah, we're good. So we are. Let's see. It was. I mean, I wasn't surprised.
I hope Lindsay watches this because she's like, I don't understand what this game is.
Look at this.
So Lindsay, this is your chance to see it.
I'm just gonna click
is
on.
unbelievable.
Let's see. Oh no, they played on grass.
Did they play?
Okay. Yeah, this is. Oh wait, what are you doing? This is the video I watched right here.
Yeah.
They played on grass, and these guys, if it'll play, hopefully, it was. Oh yeah, here it goes.
I think I'm gonna get a fundraiser at my place of employment this year and to do a Kubb tournament.
And every one of them does that. See how that guy's just like spinning it in his hand?
That's not like a showboating thing. That's a skill. It's
just a get ready.
Is it like a feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme type of thing?
I think so.
Right. He's doing it too.
Look at this guy. Yes.
So this is obviously the dad's team that we're.
It
we're
looks
watching
like
right
yes,
now.
yeah.
Man,
But
look
like
at that.
it's crazy how good these guys are.
Was this 2-on-2?
I believe it's 3-on-3.
This is 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed there.
I want you to see when these kids throw the rectangles. I forget what they're called.
I forgot to.
They all have names now, because
All I know is the king.
Yeah,
I don't know what anything else is.
like George called them skulls and bones or something.
That's right. Yeah, the bones are the things that he's tossing right now.
Correct. Yeah. And if you're not watching, if you're only listening, you got to go to YouTube. I have a new camera that faces the screen.
Lame, that guy missed. Oh, redeem himself.
Now watch these guys when they throw these rectangles. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like watch this. How everything just sits or spins or goes. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Everything just bounces right.
Oh, look at, you can see he's got a little spin there, right?
Yeah.
He's bringing the thumb down on it.
Look, it just makes a pile. It's just making a pile of.
That's unreal.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh my God, look at that last one.
Yeah.
How they do that?
Yeah.
We have a new life goal. Maybe like this is gonna be on ESPN Ocho. You know they have like cornhole championships on like ESPN2 now.
Yeah.
This is our shot, man.
I'm telling you. And then
This is our shot. We'll get George and Sparks and Birkin on this too.
and then watch when they throw.
Maybe not Birkin.
Watch when they throw and how fast they throw and how can that knock everything over. That was actually a bad throw, but
That's an interesting strategy though to throw it fast and with more he split that.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. There was
Velocity.
There was one I saw where they had him stacked like that. He hit the couple that were stacked and then hit one in the back row too.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Look how many people there watching it.
I know, man. And then he just does this for the win right here. Boom. Yeah.
Kids won.
Isn't that crazy though? Like how like good people can be at this game.
We can film study this now. Hey, if we really want to do something special, Dad's trip 2020 or guys' trip 2026, we can practice
And go to Wisconsin.
and me and you can be the renters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can practice here locally.
Yeah, dude. It was when I found it. I went down the rabbit hole for a while on that.
I could see that. I could see why you do that.
Yeah, man. It was cool.
Is that before or after all the videos you've watched of NCAA football 25 coming out?
I did watch a lot of TikToks.
Yeah. How sweet that game is.
I finally played last night.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Explain.
I
show me the situation. By the way, Lindsay did say I could buy a PS5 if I wanted to.
Oh, all right. So now we got to get that going.
Yeah, I just don't have like the $500 for that one.
I mean, you do. It's just your brain tells you there's
tells you,
other things that need to be spent.
Yeah.
Also, you go to bed at noon every day, so like it'd be hard for you to
7 o'clock. Just kidding. It's not that early. If you guys play like 11:30 at night, that's gonna be hard for me to play.
So I'll be 100% honest. When I play Fortnite with Sparks, we typically start playing at like 10 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah. Weekends are a little bit more manageable for us.
Yeah, we only do it on the weekends.
Yeah.
Just because of that. But because we put our kids to bed, it's a little easier for me because my kids are older.
Yeah, right.
His are older than yours,
Yeah.
but they're younger than mine. So sometimes I'll like, hey, I'm ready to play. It's like 9:30. He goes, I won't be available till 10. So it's usually after 10 when we play on a Friday or Saturday. But I have not like dove into it fully because Mateo just got back home yesterday with the Xbox.
Are you gonna play with Texas?
So I played against him yesterday with Texas.
Yeah.
When I started Dynasty, I'll play with a Mac school or something, just because I like
OU.
moving up. I love playing with OU for whatever reason.
I saw the screenshots of OU's like stadium, and it looks awesome.
Is it pretty sweet?
I mean, they put like the combo in the background and the library and everything. It looks
it's
like,
wild.
spot on.
It's wild what they
Spot
can
on.
do now.
Yeah.
From what it's been 10 years, right?
Yeah.
11 years. So I played one game against Mateo. Graphics are really cool. Playing against him, like he won, but he's also been playing all week.
Yeah.
Or the past 3 days. But he likes to throw it deep, which I found out pretty easy. And then I just play nickel against him because he's not he doesn't get it. And then he's like, it's not fair. You're a coach because
It's not rocket science.
So and what they do when you play 2-player is you can see 3 choices of plays. Same thing for the defense, but the offense picks first, and then the defense can pick a defense.
Gotcha.
So it's not that hard to figure out, like, oh, there's motion in this one. If he runs a play and there's no motion, it's not that one. So, But he was getting a little frustrated, not terribly, but I can run the ball really well.
Yeah.
Because whenever he runs, he wants to run everything outside.
Right.
Everything's outside, and I know if there's
big gold syndrome right there.
Yeah. If there's somebody pulling, I know to wait for the lineman and then go right there. And he's like, "How'd you get through this? Everyone was there." I said, "But it's not that hard to figure this out." Really cool game. It looks awesome. I'll probably end up playing some tonight after everyone goes to bed to actually really get into like Dynasty or building my own player and doing Road to Glory,
right?
That kind of stuff. But I'm excited for it. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of TikToks, been watching Twitch streamers play and everything. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, can't wait to hear about it.
Dude, Mateo likes it, but he still plays MLB The Show.
MLB The Show is my favorite game of all time. Love that game.
He is all about that.
Yeah.
Plays online. He does. Right now, he's building teams for each division because if you build a team and do certain things, then you get the All-Star cards for that. So then, like, he builds teams with the card packs you get and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like very involved. I don't like doing all that stuff, but he really enjoys it, and he likes watching. He always asks me to watch him play video games, which I do.
Watch me hit this home run.
He did tell me the other day. He goes, "Dad, I got my first home run playing online." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." So he had like an all 99 team, like every player, and he was doing really well. But then I don't know what it is, but they changed seasons, and so that team he can't use that team anymore. He has a different team that he's building now. So.
Sounds complicated to me.
It is very complicated.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a huge fan of the show or Madden because of all that.
Madden got super complicated.
Yeah.
like 10 years ago when I actually played video games.
With all the like contracts and all that stuff. I mean, you can sim all that stuff if you want, but Mateo, when he was in the Madden, he was like, "Dad, can you help me with this stuff?" I go, "I don't know any of this stuff, bud. I don't know how to do this stuff."
What's this deferred money option mean? Man,
well, that's what's cool about this like I'm interested to see what the recruiting looks like. I've been watching a lot of videos on like how to recruit.
Is there
effectively.
name, image, likeliness incorporated into NCAA 25?
That I don't know. I don't know yet. I haven't seen any videos.
Yeah.
People have been talking about it, but I haven't seen any videos.
It's like when you go in dynasty mode and you're trying to recruit this kid or whatever it is, you can't be like, hey, our booster's going to give you 1.2 million for name, image, likeliness to try to get him that way.
I haven't seen anything like that. Okay. I've seen like hard sell, soft sell. Like you can talk to him through social media. Yeah. You can do like a bunch of stuff, but I haven't seen that part of it.
Even that's pretty deep.
Yeah, it says like, and it costs, you know, to talk to social media, it costs like $5 whatever the money is,
right?
And then to hard sell is $50, and so like you can decide to spend money on certain recruits or whatever, and then people giving you tips too, like, hey, if by this point in the season, if you're not top 3, then stop spending money on this person because he's probably not going to come to your school, you know. So I like, for as complicated as Madden is and as complicated as that sounds, I grew up playing NCAA. Right. I hardly ever played Madden. Yeah. Once it got like that, I played Madden on like Super Nintendo. Yeah. You know, but once it got to like all that other stuff, I couldn't do it.
When I was a kid, when I played Madden, I could never get past the idea of like these fake players in the game. Like once you played like the first season of like the Dynasty mode, it is, and then you did this like draft with made up fictional character. Once done, I just couldn't do it.
I like that part in NCAA because once you were doing a dynasty and once the players that you started the game with were gone, the players actually had names. Like they were fake names.
Yeah, exactly.
They had names.
I was fine with that when I like in high school when we played NCAA. I was fine with that because you didn't know who any of these players were anyways.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
In college.
Yeah.
You didn't, right?
Yeah.
And then so I was okay with from that perspective. Right. And then Matt, I just couldn't like who's
Tom Johnson.
Yeah, Steve Alcorn. I just drafted in the first round to be my receiver. I don't know who that is. I just couldn't get over that.
Yeah, I could see that because you're used to, like you said, you're used to like that. People you know.
Donald Driver or Greg Jennings or whoever, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to get Sparks to get it too because he already plays video games online. So I'm trying to get him to do this, but I don't know if he's going to spend $60 to play a game I don't think he's ever played.
He doesn't strike me as a sports game enthusiast.
No, he is a huge Packers fan.
Yeah, I knew I liked him.
Likes the Guardians.
Yeah,
but when the Packers beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, he sent me a picture of him watching it in his basement with his cheese hat.
Yeah, no way. And boy Sparks.
He just went, and the picture was like this, and he did it this way because I think he said his daughter like went to go flick somebody off or was like messing around, and that's how she did it. She did it facing forward.
Yeah. That was as big of a butt whooping I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh! And you know what made it, I guess, tolerable is I was at Universal at the time, so we were trying to get into this big NBC Sports restaurant to watch it.
Were you wearing cowboy stuff?
No, I don't. I'm not huge. I don't wear a lot of sports stuff.
Yeah, paraphernalia.
So we were trying to watch it, but we couldn't get in the restaurant. So like, we'll just follow it along. So we're following along. Oh, 7, down 14, down 28. I'm like, all right, I'm glad we didn't go over to watch it. You know, we did the next day. The Bills played the Steelers.
Yeah.
And Lillian likes the Bills, so we ended up getting.
Wasn't Andrew's family big Bills fans too?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
So we went to the restaurant and watched that game, which was cool. It was a cool bar, it was a gigantic restaurant.
Right.
It got 2 floors. It was a real cool place, and it was fun to watch there. I enjoy watching sports, even though it wasn't my team. Lillian liked it, you know, and Andrea too. It was cool to like. It's always cool to cheer when other people are cheering,
right?
You know?
As long as you're around like similar-minded,
yeah.
You know, I hate going to places. I'm like, I'm the only one. Yeah,
I do like now when we'll go to Chili's or whatever, and Mateo was like, "Hey, can we ask to put the Guardians game on?" So then we'll put on. You can't hear anything anymore,
yeah, but you still have
can
it on,
see it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But it's it was not a good day for that.
Yeah.
But after a while, I mean, I'm sure you've had losses like that where you get to a certain point and you're like, well, whatever. What's next? I'm just glad I was in Universal because there's plenty of stuff to do.
Other stuff. Yeah, right. How was Universal? Was that cool?
Dude, it was awesome.
I've been there once, years before the girls were born. Lindsay and I spent a day there.
It's awesome. We went. I think we were there for 5 days. I can't remember. I think 5. Really cool. You can definitely be there for only like 3 and see.
So they have like 3 different parks, right?
Yeah, they have two. I can't remember what it was.
Because I remember when
they
we
have
looked at it, like I remember having the conversation with Lindsay that, hey, we need to pick like which one we want to go to.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, like what's at each one. And essentially we picked the one we did because Jurassic Park was there. And we both love Jurassic Park.
Okay.
So that was the one we went to.
Yeah, we and they're building a new one now too.
Nice.
It'll be done in 2025. There'll be a bunch of awesome rides and stuff there. But that's what Mateo wanted to ride every roller coaster, which we did. It was a lot of fun. There was only one that I didn't want to do again because it was the Hulk ride, and it like the way it was a shoulder thing, and the way it sat and moved, my ears kept getting pinched and bumping my head around.
Do you handle roller coasters okay?
Not since I got older.
Yeah.
No, I like that one. It gave me a headache, and I had to sit down for a little bit. But for the most part, if they're smooth, like they're fine. Like the Jurassic Park roller coaster, awesome, so fast. I felt like I was gonna die 3 times. Like it's only a lap bar.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was gonna fall out like 3 times.
Wow.
It was intense. We did another one where it was a music one. I forget what it was called.
Was it like the Aerosmith one? Don't they have like a big like, Aerosmith like ride there?
It wasn't that one.
Okay.
No. The picture just left.
Oh, I thought maybe you were showing me
No, my
a
device.
video of it.
My device stopped connecting apparently.
Oh, gee whiz.
No, it was. It still says it's connected here. That's weird. Anyway, so it was. I don't know, but you could play music and you could pick a song or whatever. And the first thing you did is you went and then you went straight up.
Oh wow!
Like real slow and then came down. But that was a smooth one. We did that one. I think we did that one like 6 times because the line was really short. So we were able
Why
to,
not then?
Yeah. It was right at the front of the park.
What about Cedar Point? Do you handle Cedar Point well?
I haven't done those rides in a while because my kids, we probably haven't gone in like 4 years, and then the last time we went, they were too small to ride those.
Gotcha.
So I think we went on one. We went on Iron Dragon. But that's not much of one. I'll do them knowing I'm not going to feel good after.
Suck it up.
Yeah. What about you? What do you like roller coasters?
Yeah, I do. Like I wouldn't say like I'm like a huge enthusiast on them, but like I enjoy going.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Cedar Point in, man, it's probably 8-9 years or so. And the last time we went with another couple, and I did that slingshot ride.
Yeah.
Where you put it in the ball and they shoot you
Oh, I never
up.
done that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Was it?
Yeah, and I
imagine
was pretty nervous heading into that one.
that and the anticipation, you're just waiting.
Well, you had to pay $20 extra to do it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and then you sit there, and then you're right. They tilt you back like this, and like there's like this is probably not true, but it felt like they had like a traffic light, like the red, the yellow, and the green, and I felt like there's this countdown. It was like 3, the line with the colors changing.
Yeah.
But I felt like it actually shot you off on the yellow and not the green, which is probably wrong, but that's what it felt like as you kind of go through up and then so actually the initial like thrust into the air was pretty sweet. But then like what I had more of a difficult time was after you're just like bouncing.
Oh,
and you're just like hanging there,
right,
right? Until you get all the way back down. I was like, yeah, I think I need to sit down after this one for a little bit.
That Hawk one I did, Mateo's like, you ready to, because it was just me and him, Andrea and Lillian were doing something else. He's like, you ready to go? I was like, I need to sit down. I need something to drink and just sit for a minute. So that's what we did because that was the only ride the whole time though that I felt like that. And some of the 3D rides make me feel that way too.
Right.
Where it feels like you're like moving around, but I don't know. I get older.
I don't like rides like if you think of Cedar Point, where there's a large body of water next to you, which is all of Cedar Point. I'm perfectly aware of that. But if specifically like the Millennium Force,
okay, when
you go up, not only is it like super tall, but you look over and there's the lake, right there. So if I look over, I'm like, ooh, I start to get like woozy and
really,
so like I do one of two things. I like grab onto the bar ahead of me and just like kind of like close my eyes, just stare straight at the bar. Or I found out if I'm there long enough, just wait till nighttime. When it's dark, you can't even see anything.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I really have any issues with it.
Yeah, I like that part of it. Like I like to be able to see.
Yeah.
It is. I think because I enjoy that feeling.
Yeah.
But because I don't get woozy, but I get like scared.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's part of roller coasters.
Yeah, I don't really get scared. It's like a woozy feeling. It's like what's happening here, right? So yeah, learn to adapt.
Oh, this technology. No, this was happening before. I couldn't figure. The TV won't even turn off. Oh well. Hey, it worked once. It worked for our Kubb video.
That's the most important thing. The Kubb.
I wanted to. So we have a staff picnic, and I wanted to like introduce that game there
that'd be
at the
cool.
staff picnic. But I don't know if there's if there'll be enough time or space because we already played kickball and dodgeball.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Kubb was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of fun.
Do your girls like rides and stuff when you guys go to these places?
Aussie, Georgia's. I mean,
She's probably too little for that.
I mean, at Disney World, she can like go in like it's a small world and that stuff.
Yeah.
Alice, yes and no. I mean, I think she likes the calm rides. It's like when we went to like she's never been to Cedar Point. Like, we really wanted to take her to Cedar Point this summer. Just get like the Snoopy Land too. I think she's like finally old enough maybe to do some of the rides.
Got it.
I don't know if we'll get there or not, but a good example is we made her go on what is it the Grand Thunder Railroad at Disney World?
Yeah,
is that a ride?
Yeah, I think so.
And that was like her only like actual maybe like roller coaster that she went on, other than like she did like the Peter Pan rides and all that stuff, right? And like the aerial ride, which is just like basically a show and water or whatever. And she didn't want to. We're like, it's fine. We made her go, and then afterwards she gets off. She goes, "I'm never doing that again." But like, I think she had a good time. With it. I think she would, at this age at least, struggle with trying to like convince her to do it. I think she's scared.
That can always backfire when you're like, hey, you're gonna love it, and they either love it and they want to do it again, or in that case, like, nope, and I'm never gonna believe you.
Yeah. So Lindsay doesn't like roller coasters. That's not that she doesn't like it, but she gets like the motion sickness piece of it.
Okay.
Like so, like in Disney World, like doing like the Mad Hatter, Teapotter, like any of that spins. I
agree.
When we went to Cedar Point that one time, I forgot what ride it was. It may have been like the Iron Dragon, maybe. It was like the first one we went, and then she got off and goes, "Yeah, I need it. I'm done." Yeah, we're like that one.
Yeah,
type of thing, and but she'll still go and hang out and stuff. So if we went to Cedar Point, it would be like me and Alice trying to do that stuff. And so if Alice is scared, then it's just like me doing it.
And then you're just leaving.
What's the point then, right?
Yeah.
So we wanted to go. One of Alice's friends, actually, it's one of Lindsay's childhood friends from up north. She's got a daughter that's the same age as Alice, and they were going to come down, and they wanted to do the Cedar Point. They've done it before, and so like I was like, let's do it. Let's all go. That would have been perfect, but they just didn't work out.
Yeah. I don't like the spinning rides either. If we've gone on them before, where we tell the kids to go, they get in their own teacup and they can spin as much as they want, and me and Andrea just sit there, just let the ride, spin
for you.
Yeah, not just. Man, some of those people just cranking on the wheel before the ride even starts.
Yeah.
They're just spinning like,
all the way through. Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh man. Are you ready for a new school year to start?
Yeah. So actually, yesterday's my last day off. I'll be back in the office full time on Monday and ready to go.
Is it? Because I know you arrive early to school, but is it? Like at some point, are you sitting in your office, alone or with adults, and you're like, man, okay, kids need to be here. I need the kids to be here.
Yeah. I mean, I think like now is kind of when you get there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sense like when it ends in May and we're there, typically through the first couple of weeks of June. That's a nice like reflection time, and we're trying to get things kind of wrapped up and calibrate on some different things, and you sit and you don't ever have that time administratively, particularly with the two other administrators in the building.
Yeah.
To do that during the school, you just don't have that time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you have kids in the building, then it's it is very much responding and interacting and engaging and all those different things. And there's always something coming up. And that's one of the things I thought about towards the end of the year was like, there's never, and this isn't like our building specific or our district specific. I think this is generally how it is. And there's always something else coming up.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily ever have time to sit down for an extended period of time and work on different things that you want to maybe like calibrate on or get on the same page or get in sync or like let's really brainstorm these sessions and whatever it is until you get to that time in the summer, right? And so having those, 3 weeks in June, really helps with that. And then like I'll be back on Monday. I think the 2 other administrators, they're off all this week too. To kind of like finish those thoughts in these like static projects that you have to do. And then usually, probably around like August 1st or so, that's kind of like, all right, let's get kids in. Let's go. Let's start to get kids in. And some of the stuff, it's like you want to bring in, other staff members' voices on different things. But also, we want to be super respectful of like, hey, they're on break. They're on sick, so we're not calling or we're not emailing unless it's something that's like, hey, like I'm sorry, I need your thought on this here now, which doesn't necessarily happen all too much. We try to be respectful of that piece of it. So
when do they come back? The teachers.
Yeah, like Thursday, August 6th or 7th, 8th, whatever that day is.
Yeah,
they come back that so they have they come back Thursday, Friday, Monday, and then the kids come back that Tuesday.
Okay.
So whatever that day in August is.
I'm excited because obviously it's another thing, another step for Mateo. Like
right.
he'll be in junior high now, so I'm excited to see what.
Have you got my? Did you get my emails that I sent out? I haven't sent one of them out. Probably in June.
What was the last one you sent?
Probably in June.
Oh, I got one about the code of conduct.
Okay, yeah, you got it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is that weird? They're like, hey, I got an email from Scott. Oh,
it is one of those things.
This is what it is.
It is one of those things because you don't. I know I don't get a lot of like friends emailing me.
Yeah.
So like when I do see that, I'm like, oh, I wonder what this is about. I'm like, oh, it's school stuff. Stupid school stuff.
Well, it's funny. So Alice is starting kindergarten.
Okay.
Right? And so, I got so anytime like the district sends an email to like a large group of people, they typically send it to the staff members first, and they say, hey, just FYI, the following message is going to be sent to all like K through 5 families tonight at 4:00, whatever it is. And that's how I read it. That's how I know. And so I think this was like 2 days ago. There was like 5 of these messages that were sent out by our director of communications, who does a great job. And like, hey, these are going out. I'm like, okay, cool. So I read them all. And then the next day, I got an email from Joe Sarens, which was one of the emails that I had read the day before. I'm like, why was I CC'd on this email? Like, I'm like, oh wait, it's because I'm a parent now.
Yeah.
It's because because Alice is through Final Forms. My email's attached to the parent list. Now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this now. I'm gonna double dip on these things now.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting thought.
I would get those. I don't think I have my school email anymore, but I would get those too. Like, all right, here's where it's supposed to be sent out, and then I'd actually get it.
Yeah.
Or I get the flyer or whatever.
Oh yeah, the weekly e-flyers.
Yeah.
With all the like activities and all that stuff.
Yeah, I get that twice too. For whatever. Well, I don't know. I'd have to look at it because I feel like I do get it twice, and it might be because I have 2 kids or because I have a school email. I can't remember, but I always get it twice.
Yeah, it's probably not because you have 2 kids. I think that's all kind of generated together.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Maybe
too.
not though. I don't know.
Maybe it's because one might come through a different email.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, but excited to get the year started.
Yeah. I know my kids are. Lillian came back. She's like, I want school to start. She goes, I know I won't want it to be here when it is, but I want it to start because I'm tired.
I think kids generally like school, to be honest with you.
I think so too.
Even if it's just the idea of like they're around kids, because there's a lot of, I think it's. I've been saying this for years. Especially like Mateo's age is a great example. There's not a whole lot to do, like in the summertime, for this like preteen type of age. I mean, like if you're younger, I mean, you can stay busy doing like the rec programs, the city and the YMCA and stuff like that. But like once you hit that 12, 13 years old, and you're not old enough to work, and like a lot of if you're not like an athlete doing like a travel team or something like that, there's not a lot of just like general like hang out stuff, that you can do. And so I think a lot of kids, particularly at that age, look forward to coming back just because they're around other kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if there's one thing within the community that we could probably investigate to find some more options on, that would be it.
Yeah, because you're right. If you're not in a sport, then
right.
you're not doing a whole lot.
And even then, I mean, if you are in a sport, those practices, correct me if I'm wrong, usually are in the evenings.
Correct.
Because the coaches are working during the day and all those different things. So you're going from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, not doing anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would always either text or call Mateo during the day, like, all right, you gotta do something, man.
Yeah.
You can't
You got
just
a
be
bed
sitting
yet?
there.
Yeah. All right, get off the Xbox. Okay.
We have a time limit on the Xbox, so it could only go so much.
Yeah.
But I have been like, all right, go mow the lawn, please, or empty the dishwasher, or can you clean the basement? Because he will ask for more time. I said, all right, clean your room and clean the basement.
Yeah.
Send me a picture, and then
Or just a place to hang out or something.
Yeah.
And, and I know that there's been, some people, criticizing this pre-teenage for hanging out, in the downtown area and the Levis Commons area. Like, well, where do you want them to go?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there really isn't a whole lot of options.
Yeah.
Right? Years ago when I was working at the city, they had talked about, somebody had asked me a question what my thought was about like having a skate park type of thing in Perrysburg. It's like, all for it, 100%. Have it open. You got to staff it the right way strategically. But you'll give this age frame, a place to hang out.
Yeah.
A place they call their own. And I think that'd be great. And there's never even more traction on it.
No.
Which I still think something like that would be huge.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you can gone are the days. I think Andrea said she used to walk to the candy jar.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Candy jar.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, for sure.
And now it's no more.
No more.
Well, Scott, I do appreciate you you were kind of right. I did need someone, but also I was like, you know what? I am doing new in-person videos, and who better than to have someone who's always been here.
I like the setup here. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice situation. The 3 cameras here. I'm anxious to watch this one on YouTube maybe for the first couple minutes.
Yeah.
And then, see what it's like.
We'll see how it goes. I like in-person stuff too. It's just the editing, because normally I don't watch or listen, but with editing the video, I have to watch the entire thing to edit it, to switch cameras. So, but that's also how I make my notes. And I should probably listen to myself every once in a while.
Yeah,
just to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah.
Film study.
Cool, man. Well, thanks again for coming out here.
Absolutely.
Thanks again to my guest, Scott Buker, for coming on the podcast. I appreciate him filling in as always. He was kind of right at the beginning, kind of filled in, kind of like, hey, I'm doing in-person videos again, so I want to bring on OG Scott. He's always here, ready to go. He walked here actually, so even though I don't say exactly where we are, the new place is in town. So appreciate him for coming on the podcast as always. Appreciate all of you for liking, sharing, subscribing, downloading the podcast, watching us on YouTube, where hopefully you're watching now, and hopefully you are subscribed, and that's how you knew the video was out. So if you're not, please hit that bell, help out the podcast, and you get to see more videos in the coming weeks. So that's it, I guess. Like I said, search us on all social media, the Nerdball Podcast. Gmail is nerdballpodcast@gmail.com. That's everything that I have. So if you have anything, reach us on anything and everything. Just find us and like it. So as always, thanks to Real JP Multimedia, Cuttlefish Graphics, Perrysburg Junior High STEM Lab, and Big Daddy Graphics for always helping out the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.